Hi everyone, it's me Giovanni. So I wanted to talk about that I mentioned in the last video about the biblical accurate version of Jesus. Now, you do know that Jesus was born in Nazareth, right? Nazareth is supposedly, it's in Israel. Israel. Wait. Nazareth is the largest Palestine Arab city inside Israel. There was okay, so, excuse me. Okay, apparently the Israel and Palestine conflict or something has started since 1948 and throughout history, including the 60s. Great. And people were talking about it like, a couple of months ago. And I understand the concern, especially since stupidly, the producers, writers, or the director of Scream decided to fire, the actress who played Sam Carpenter in Scream 5 and 6 because of, the talk about Palestine. When I first heard about this, I understand that it's been a bit of a struggle for people to, either talk about this or negotiate about this, and for others to understand or at least respect them from talking about this. But, other things, this is not for me. I nor is uncomfortable with it or care about this. I mean, then again, Jesus was born in Palestine, Israel, what you want to name it, vaguely the Middle East. So Jesus was born in Nazareth, and like most people from the Middle East, they have brown skin. And Jesus is also a Jew. Even though there's no actual physical description of what Jesus might have looked like, the biblical accurate version depicts him as having brown skin, dark brown eyes, dark hair with a wool-like texture, and and let's just say, one of one of the descriptors of Jesus's physical appearance, it says that he has no beauty. So it's almost like they're saying that he's ugly, which in my opinion he's not. Even when someone's ugly, they just look like a decent human being, especially with unique facial features that they have. Especially usual stuff that, especially due to puberty, like pimples, acne, a bunch of pores, mostly in their nose, on their nose, or a crooked nose, basically anything else. So, sorry. So I was like, hold on, if this is supposed to be the biblical accurate version of Jesus, then why the hell is he depicted mostly as white? I mean, Jesus is depicted as white primarily due to the influence of Western art and culture, particularly during the European Renaissance and subsequent colony periods. While the Bible doesn't specify Jesus' physical appearance, the association of whiteness with divinity power and cultural dominance has led to the widespread adoption of the white Jesus image, especially in Western societies. Sorry. Now, there was an actual reason of why Jesus is depicted as white, and it was because of European artists, predominantly white, began creating images of Jesus that reflected their own features. And there was something else similar to this, but I mean, it makes sense, and I respect that. But still, Jesus was born in the Middle East. He, like almost everyone else from the Middle East, would be brown, right? Brown. Now, I wasn't sure what Jesus' canonical birthday was. However, he was most likely born in 5 BC. Still, his actual birthday is not Christmas Day, December 25th. But hey, if people think that his birthday is on December 25th, that's fine. But that's basically not true. Jesus, as a first century Palestine Jew, likely had a skin tone that would be considered brown or olive, or dark olive. Yes, Middle Eastern origins, yes. Rather than the typical traditional European depictions. Absolutely. I. Oh, okay. I thought to myself that any anyone part of any religion can depict Jesus whatever they want him to be to fit their own preferences, and that's fine. But biblically accurately speaking, Jesus was born in the Middle East and most likely having dark olive or brown skin and also being a Jew. I love Jesus. And I think his biblical accurate self is beautiful in its own way. This has to be my favorite version of what the biblical accurate or historically accurate version of Jesus would look like. This is my favorite, where he doesn't look that disheveled. He actually looks quite nice. I mean, I also thought to myself, can Jesus be depicted? Can okay um can can Jesus be depicted as black, brown, or white? Yes. Can God be depicted as black, brown, or white? Yes. Can Santa? Yes, Santa Claus can be depicted as black, brown, or white? Yes. And I'm okay with that. This is a biblical figure, a, a biblical character that might have actually existed and mostly true, and most likely would have looked like this. And even though um, people have, people have mostly depicted Jesus as the one depicted from European culture, that's completely fine. But if I had to stick to historical and biblical accuracy, I like Jesus this way. He looks really nice. And he's not depicted as having long hair, even though, for me, I tried making Jesus look biblically accurate in AI. And yeah, similar to his European version, he has long hair, except it's not like long like a like typical like 14 or 16 inches. It's long like it's down to it reaches his shoulders. And yeah, bye.